Where did we lose our...
I am the curator here at the Margate Art Museum. I want to first check, do we have anyone amongst ourselves who is suffering from not hearing properly? Someone who's gonna need interpretation or something of that nature while we are doing this exercise. I don't want to take this for granted and say everyone who's here is able to understand whatever is going to be said here. I've got a team that I have here. Guys, so that people know whom to talk to. It's myself today, and there's Smo, she's wearing red. We are joined by Utato. She's here to help us. She was with us for a couple of months. We also have Pearl. Madam Mayor, she calls herself Mayor. I'm just worried. You're not safe. So I want them to come here so that you see this beautiful mayor of ours. This is the team I work with. There's also Makubane. Yeah, I'm a man with a lot of his team. We are short of Usne. There's the other one who's not here today. This is the team that has assisted to put this exhibition together. Fortunately, I'm not the one who is going to be doing the talking today, and I don't like to do a lot of talking. You guys, you've done a good job. I'm very happy that we finally pulled this difficult exhibition together as a team. It's much appreciated. I'm doing this because it's needed. You will hear from the artists that will be talking here how difficult it was to put this exhibition together and what it means to them and what it means to our municipality. Is there anyone who does not understand English? I speak 7 languages, so I don't have a problem. All right. Thank you very much, guys. Let's give them a round of applause. Nice. Right. Now, because I want to keep it simple, I'm going to call someone who's going to welcome everyone. I could have used this opportunity to welcome the mayor and ask her to stand up. You know, I've got the powers now. But I'm not going to do that. I'm going to ask Councillor Lubanyana, Chairperson of Arts and Culture within Nkonyeni, to come and do the opening remarks. Welcome us nicely. We've got a very short program. Everyone is given only 3 minutes to speak, so they won't speak more than I have done now. And ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome Councillor Lubanyana with a round of applause.
Thank you, Sia. I will be less than your 3 minutes. Madam Mayor, I greet you, residential artist, our art by the sea. Where are they? I can't see them. Wow. Madam Mayor, as you can see their age, I think they are plus or minus 70. So it is really grateful to have people like you who have passion of art. The Department of Arts and Culture, I can't see them. This light is disturbing my eyes. The officials of our municipality, of which is Nkonyeni, all participants, our performing artists, as you can see, the guy who is sitting in front of his keyboard or piano. I greet you all in this wonderful evening. Madam Mayor, this exhibition is diverse. That is why you see your rainbow nation. So it includes everyone in Nkonyeni. And it was initiated by Nkonyeni. So as the Nkonyeni, we collaborate with them and give platform to visual artists as they were somehow neglected. So that is our responsibility, and we are proud as the municipality to say that indeed we have left the mark. That is why we celebrate this, or we have this kind of the event every year. We really appreciate, because without you we wouldn't have this kind of exhibition. As you were going around, Madam Mayor, seeing their pictures inside, you can see that there are pictures of our politicians, pictures of our former mayors, pictures of everything that we didn't experience around Umgqigqo, but we see them through the pictures that these beautiful ladies, I don't know whether I say you draw it or you painted it, but what you've done, it's really grateful. We really appreciate that. So as the local municipality, we are making sure that we support our artists so that your painting will be known worldwide. So that is why we are here today, and we are hoping that next year we will be here again celebrating your good work that you have done. In those words, you feel free, feel at home, be at home. We love you. Thank you very much.
We've decided that we should start with the guest speaker. I just hate that thing of putting a guest speaker at the end. Right now I'm gonna call our guest speaker, which is Mr. Vukile Ntuli. Kuyahlupha ke ukudila nama legend, because usifumana kufuneka into yoba wolule history yabo. We're talking noba Unsusha the other day. What I'm so excited, Baba Unsusha is one of the exhibitors ezilanga phakathi, who's also a resident. We spend so much time in London. No Babu Ntuli. Babu Ntuli, normally what I say we artist is, especially as a visual arts. If bekuthiwa you are musicians, we would rate you with levels as fana no Prahu, the late Prahu Masige. An unfortunate situation is that most of you are visual artists and you spend a lot of time ningaziwa. Because awusiso isinyanya, ndiyakuthanda intoba ibe nguwe ozithethela. Andizukufundela ubuwena futhi nathi if si interested ukwazi ngaye, ndiyarhalela intoba ke sizikhangele as artists and spend time, because the nature of this exhibition is for us to have conversations. Speak with these artists. There's about 28 artists that are here on display. More than 18 that have managed to attend. So you are not only looking at the artwork and talking about someone who had died long time ago and are here to just collect. We are talking about artworks that are on display, and you are also talking to the artists themselves. Babu Ntuli, we are grateful to have you here, and ndicela simkhwabele izandla eseza ngaphambili.
Somebody said that it's a little bit dark where we are. I don't know, we are still there. Yes. I can't see nothing yet. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I've got a collaborative work that I have in here. A friend of mine, Sipong Danda, we talked about this exhibition, and we brought the two worlds of words together in order to be in a position to talk to you, beautiful artists. I don't know whether I should introduce myself a little bit or just go on and turn the key and officially open the exhibition. Just briefly, I'm afraid to tell you that yes, I'm no longer that much in the field of art. I have rusted a bit and I've drifted away a little bit because of certain circumstances and reasons. I was trained at the University of Fort Hare. I've been in association with the old art school at Ndulane in Richmond. I've been in association with artists from Rockstrips. I was lucky in that the big brother England called some of us to come and study in London. I was at the Royal College of Art in London for 2 years, where I obtained my master's degree. So I've been to the USA, a number of countries there. I even ended up in Mexico, smuggled into Mexico to see how the Latinos behave. I have been to the part of Europe, Italy, you name it, Spain, you name it, Netherlands, where at one stage I came across the community in Netherlands, where I wanted to go and see Van Gogh and his family. They were so surprised to see something like myself. And I was so shocked to realize that how I was who I was in Netherlands and not like them in Netherlands. Oh, these people are different from each other, one another. So in a nutshell, that's where I come from. Ben Susha, we've been together in London for about 2 years, and we grew solidly together and worked very hard until we ended up at the University of Devon Westfield, where we were unceremoniously curtailed because somebody said that art had no value. So it was important to close down the Department of Art, Visual Art, Music, and Drama. That's where we come from. I don't know whether people have forgotten about that. So, from where I come from, let me bore you with a little bit of history as artists. These are encouraging words to you, Margate exhibitors. The first school of the arts was opened in Cape in 1763, but for blacks only it was opened in 1971. It took 208 years for Black Africans to access formal art institutions. Before the University of Fort Hare offered a fine arts degree, there were Polly Street in 1949 to 1970, and Rocks Drift in 1962 to 1982. Both of them offered informal art courses without a qualification. Polly Street operated in Johannesburg as a workshop rather than an art school. The latter operated in the Natal Midlands with limited students intake. In the whole of South African Republic, only one institution trained art teachers, the Ndaleni Teacher Training College, also in the Northern Midlands. When one examines the location of these institutions, one notes that they were located far from the main South African urban centers, where the majority of people lived. Today, we have artists who have had proper and training, and those who are self-taught. The phenomenon arose because the apartheid government did not want black to access formal training, so they could compete equally with the minority white regime. Despite all these hindrances, black people endured and produced exceptional artworks. If you look around, you will notice the depth of accomplishment you have achieved. This brings us to the theme of today, resilience. Umgqigqo. Umgqigqo, if we remember very well, it means you go from here to there, and from there back to here, from here to there, until somebody says, "Ungaloku gqigqa apha, hamba." Resilience is defined as the capacity to withstand or to recover quickly from difficulties. That is toughness. The black arts communities all over the country have withstood the onslaught wrought by the apartheid to stifle black excellence in the arts. The second part of this concept, resilience, speak to quick recovery from difficulties. The difficulties artists face today are numerous, like access to the markets. The entire value chain of the arts is still in the hands of the galleries, and art fairs determine who gets to be shown. And the buyers too are wearing a different hue of skin color. This is exacerbated by the lack of art education. Blacks, even those with money, do not understand the value of art. Our message to all of you is, artists are the conscience of humanity. You reflect and critique the ills of our society. A very, very important function. To be an artist is never a choice, but a spiritual manifestation. You are born with the gift, and the gift is to conscientize society. It is never easy to succeed, but through resilience, you will succeed. Just before I conclude, offhand, I would like you, artists, and everybody, when you leave and when you come together and do workshops, to review and critique the work that is inside here. To remember this. And please, do not attack me. I need to say this. We have a homeland. We have a homeland soil. I'm afraid to tell you that the soil is moving under our feet. I'm afraid to tell you and to say that somebody is selling our homeland soil to the highest bidder. The artist. Where are you going to get your ochre? Where are you going to get your amber for your color when the soil under your feet is no longer there? Where are you going to get the inspiration to sing that song about your soil, your earth, your motherland, when your motherland is gone? We are sold a temporary joy that makes us so comfortable in that we find ourselves floating in the atmosphere, like a person who walks towards the sea. You walk towards the sea, your ankle is covered with water. It comes up to your waist. It comes up to your neck. You can feel the soil under your feet. But as you move on towards India, you begin to lose your soil underneath. What happens? You drown. It is the end of you. The Russian soldier after World War II, he comes back home. He says, I've got a new national anthem that we have coined. We have fought for our homeland soil. He says, you could lose your arm in the war, but you could still go back to your friends and family at home. You could lose both your eyes and you can't see, but you can still dance to the music of your homeland. Uchi, you can lose almost everything. Everything. You don't have no legs, you don't have no hands, you don't have no head, but you can fall. When you fall, you can fall on your homeland soil because it's there under your feet. Uti, but if you, a person, lose your homeland, what possibly else you can do One person who has sold his homeland has lost his or her honor. That person has nothing at all. And be careful, this is what is happening to you today. There would come a time where you'll have to buy your homeland soil back at an exorbitant funds and price because it is gone. There is somebody who is selling our homeland soil today. Artist, if your land is gone, your skills have evaporated. You cannot sing anymore. You sing about what when your country is not there? Somebody else says, sing about your songs, we are here in captivity. Remind us of your songs in your homeland when you were singing to your God. He says in reply, I cannot do that because I'm no longer at home. I'm in a foreign land. That's where you are going to. That's where you are going to. Shall we say, I officially open this exhibition and hope that it would inspire each and every artist and do the right things. Fight for your land.
Yeah. Thank you, Ntuli, for such wisdom. We really appreciate the presence yakho namanye ama-artist akhona alokusinikeza le wisdom. I'm going to call a representative from the Department of Arts and Culture. We are doing this artist. I know in the artists they find comfort in sitting in their studios, holding microphones and doing all these things. But we never find comfort in calling our leaders to come and give us direction as to where must we go so that we can be able to retain our heritage. Fortunately, under the leadership of the Department of Arts and Culture, whether at a local level or at a provincial level or district level for that matter,
Sanbona, good evening. I'm saying hi, Jack. Greetings to everyone. Unfortunately, I didn't get an opportunity in order to observe the protocol that has been cemented already. But on behalf of the department, let me first apologize for the MEC and the HOD and the senior management. They all would have loved to be here because, as we know, the work that is being showcased today is from most of the province, not from one area. So on behalf of the department, igama Sinehlanhla Vezi. I work from the Department of Sports, Arts and Culture, in Northern Cluster Districts, Nkonyeni. So we have come here at Margate with the delegation of artists from the north, about 19 of them. So maybe just to speak briefly, because of the number of artists or Meme Mngoni, or Babu Mabiga, or Babu Ngomalo, we have a number of legends on the list and we have a number of youngsters. So this is 2 generations or even 3 generations of creatives who have come together for what we are here tonight and what will continue to be showcased for the next few months.
So on behalf of the department, I think it's just for the creatives ukuqhubeka komsebenzi uye phambili, 1. 2, abantu abadala ukuqhubeka badlulise ibaton to abantu abasha, because njengoba sengishilo most of abantu abazoveza umsebenzi badala, abanye through department they've gone through ama trainings department, abanye they've trained youngsters for the department, but we can never really say what the department has done is enough to honor the work that they do in the communities in KwaZulu-Natal, and some of them even internationally. So we just want to congratulate all the creatives, all the artists for their work. Maybe we can just clap and congratulate them. We know the work that it takes creating, conceptualizing, putting together for the work to go through the curation and for it to go through ukuthi izifike la isikhona namhlanje. Mhlambe ngingakhulumi nje okuningi, ngingathi nje on behalf of the department siyabonga kakhulu umsebenzi that they do, and we know for sure we do not honor them enough. And then while thanking them, it's to request that they pass the baton, because what they are doing, it is needed out there. But let me not waste any more time. It was just to apologize for our seniors, and the night is about the artist. Sithi siyabonga kakhulu bo mama, bo baba, bo bhuti no sis. Siyabonga kakhulu si Department of Sports, Arts and Culture.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Sanbonani. Molweni. Absheng. Dumelang. Kgotsong. Bonjour. Oh, bonne nuit. Comment ça va? My name is Nathi Khanyile, a resident from Durban. I wish just to be very short, but I would like to address all the dignitaries that are here. Ngizwile ukuthi kunabantu abakhulu kakhulu esibahloniphayo. I would rather say protocol observed, so that I don't miss anybody. Ngizocela ukuhlala phansi. Vele akuyona into enhle uma uzokhuluma nabantu abadala ume ngenyawo. Fanele sihlale phansi ukuze sonke sizothola ukuthi siyalingana. Angithintile kakhulu amazwi esengiwazwile. Kodwa ke angazi ke ngoba mina bezithi ngikuhlanganisile nakho kuza kanjena. The sad African story. Umgqigqo wabansundu eAfrika. My story, our story, says, we are gathered here to honor black rural artists of KZN and beyond. Those whose hard work often went unrecognized in life. This is also time to acknowledge the struggle of the past and the resilience of African arts. My story begins, or our story began, in Berlin, Germany, in 1884. We must remember. We must all remember 1884. Kuyahamba umhlaba njengoba kade kushiwo, but it started in 1884. What happened? European powers divided and colonized Africa. This led to the political colonization and cultural destruction. Besiqala ukuzwa igama luthili, kanti kade laqala. Looting of African artifacts and human remains started. Kwantshontshwa kwaze kwantshontshwa amathambo nemizimba yabantu bakithi eAfrika. Still today ayikaze ibuye imizimba. Uyayibona iartifacts, but imizimba namathambo. Umuntu ethathe imhlabathi la kubekwe khona abantu bakini. How worse it is when ethathe ithambo. Usele nana awusenalutho. Impact. When the artifacts are lost, so too are the voices of the artist. Not only just the artist, but the communities. Black communities, they were left voiceless. Then Ben Okri, who's a writer from Benin, right now he's based in London, said, lost artifacts means exile from ancestral wisdom, dreams, and history. It is a forced cultural exile. What is the Africa's response? African nations began to build, what happened there? African nations began to build their own museums and galleries. Oh, Nhlanhla Mabaso. Lokhu bakuthathela kuphi? Where did they get this thing from? Before the looting of African artifacts, you know what they did in Europe? They started building huge buildings. Like today in France, you come across in Paris, you come across a museum called the Louvre. It will take probably 2 months for you to walk around looking at the artifacts that are there. Much of those artifacts come from here, come from Africa. That would collect, you know, they are so huge that they can collect 1,000 tons of artifacts, which is now becoming their own collection. For whose benefit? Europeans are benefiting and Americans are benefiting. For instance, when we read, we know that we have 90% of artifacts that belong to Africa are not in Africa, are still outside. Now, what has happened in Africa? Let's begin in an example. Senegal decided to build their own museum. Abayibiza nge-Black Civilization, Museum of Black Civilization. That was opened in 2018. Omakhelwane babo in Nigeria, they then came up and built their own museum. Ebiza the Museum of West African Art. Where is it? It is in Benin City, and was opened in 2025. And who designed it? They did not go and find an American or European to do the plans. It was planned by Sir Ajay from Ghana, a Ghanaian architect. So which means we must learn from that we need to be doing our own plans. But why are they building their own museums in an African form? They are refusing to use the colonial buildings that are existing. So the Nigerians are opening theirs in this very same year, which is 2025. These are the steps to reclaim dignity and heritage. Because once you lose your artifacts, you lose dignity of who you really are. What about South Africa? I just gave you those two countries. The list is endless. But now I'm pointing back here in our own soil. There is still no dedicated African museum gallery in KZN. What are we needing? We need also to build our own humongous, huge African museum. So that we in KZN, we should be known throughout the world. Artists lack permanent home for their work. I'm saying it is sad because it's well and good we have all the work here, but it is only here for temporarily. Someone should be taking the responsibility, that is ourselves in here, to make sure that these artifacts that are hosted here, they don't leave KZN. You will understand later why. We have a moral responsibility to preserve, protect our cultural heritage. We must pass this heritage to the future generations. For instance, it has taken me 25 years of my life teaching in that university. And I'm 10 minutes. There is an urgent need. Museums and galleries are not a luxury. This is not a luxury, but this is a necessity. Number one, why? To protect and archive the very same list that we have. This is from all the looting that has taken place. This is what we only have to protect and archive because it has got indigenous knowledge. Number two, we need to, the museums need to provide our sources for research into our history. Spirituality it needs to be kept in a protected environment where it's not just going to be sitting, but where it's going to be used to develop new knowledge. Offer these, for instance, these artworks that you see here, they are an offering of a decolonized knowledge, which is important for our schools and our universities. This is where we need to be as owners of the work. We need to be owners of the writing behind the work. Not that we wait until people from overseas, they come over here, they study us, we are an object to be studied. But how are we going to inculcate that knowledge to our children if we do not have the artifact protected? But if we do understand what the artifacts are all about. Such museums create sustainable sites for education and community development. But what is missing here is that, especially for abomama abasiphathele lumhlaba la kule ndawo, this is the revenue. This is how you build your revenue. For instance, when you get to the Louvre, you pay. You pay. And for instance, we allow people to come from outside to study our ceramics, our beadwork, and our grass weaving, and all these things. And then they write it down in books. We turn around, we buy it from them. We are buying even the wrong story, because the story is no more told with the voice of an African. In closing, in closing, the Africa story has been marked by loss. But we hold power to reclaim, preserve, celebrate without us forgetting about what happened in the past. We must, once we are having Ubuntu, but we must also be like that mythical bird that they talk about. The mythical bird flies forward, but the head tilts backward. This is what I'm doing. I'm tilting backward to say what has happened. What happened in the past, and what can happen today, so that now, in the future, what should happen. And I think by the end of this, we all know that we are all going to be, putting our all monies and pennies together to build probably the first, biggest. We're going to go big in KZN. We will go big in KZN to have the biggest. And then you can come and ask for plans from me. So it's our own charge. The agent call is for South Africa and KZN in particular to build spaces where African art can live, breathe, phefumule, without izandla zabanye abantu, without imilomo, ama-voices abanye abantu, ama-voices abanye abantu that overshadow and overlook the local indigenous knowledge. We are looking to build the spaces where African art can live, breathe, inspire the future generations, so that one day we will have someone who says, I was there when the call came from Khanyile. Mangbonke kakhulu. Thank you very much.
Ngicela siphinde simphinde futhi ngezandla ezinkulu. Izandla ezinomona man. I heard a voice somewhere saying, no, this exhibition must go to Grahamstown. All of it. I just heard a voice. I'm going to call our Madam Mayor to come and be the last speaker of the day to show how much Umgqigqo means to us. Nokuthi ke indawo yokugqigqa yiyo le memo. Iyona ndawo yokugqigqa le. Ubaba Khanyile ukhohliwe ukuthi I'm one of the people ababhalayo ngale ndawo. And part of the things esizenzayo to ubhala zizo is in future ziyovela ezo ndaba mhlawumbe zawuvela sesingasekho asilisebenzisene lithuba. Over to you, ma'am. Simqhwabele izandla.
Bongakhulu program director, our honored guest, Baba Ntuli, Siyabingelela, esteemed artist, distinguished guest, members of the media present, portfolio chair wethu, Councillor Lubanyana, ladies and gentlemen, sanibonani. Ngiyangijabulisa ke mamkhawula ukuba khona Umgqigqo Resilience Art Exhibition eka 2025 ehostwe khona la eMargate Art Museum in our beautiful area Nkonyeni Municipality. This evening, we gather not only to celebrate arts, but to celebrate the resilience of the human spirit. The very theme of this exhibition, Umgqigqo, resilience, reminds us of the rhythm of life, the movement of communities, and the perseverance of individuals who continue to create beauty even in the face of adversity. Baba Ntuli uqinisile ukuthi isikhathi esiningi sigcina sesikhohlwa uma ngabe izinto ezinhle zifika kuthina sizithathe kancane singakuboni ukubaluleka kwazo. But namhlanje lokho okwenzakalayo la kuyasikhombisa ukuthi kumele sazi ukuthi sisuka kuphi. Kumele lokho kufike ezandleni zethu sikwazi ukuphatha kahle ukuze ngelinye ilanga abantwana bethu uma ngase sebesibuza ngelinye ilanga ukuthi wake wahamba wangishiya wathi uya emuseum kanti wawuyokwenzani uma ngabe umuseum songasekho manje sengasekho lutho abazobi sebengasabona bengazi abantwana ukuthi yini abazoyibheka. Bantwana bethu banamhlanje babhizi yithi sibathengela ama cellphone akazi umntwana ukuthi kufanele athathe incwadi afunde ukuze akwazi ukuthi aphile, but uyayabona iphone kuyena kuyiyona into ezokwazi ukuthi imconnecte nazo zonke izinto ezingasile ezenzekalayo emhlabeni esiphila kuona. If besenabo gogo mamkhawula abakwazi ukusithatha sibekwe eziko silalele izinto ezazenzeka kudala, ngiyakholwa ukuthi okunye Baba Ntuli kaba kwenzeki lesikhathi sethu manje. Ngaba abantwana bethu abekho abagcwele emgaqweni abagcina beshila amakhaya ekhona amakhaya kunemfudumalo, but umntwana ephume ngoba naku azi ukuthi akasafuna ukuphathwa akafuna ukuphatheka agcine lishila ikhaya. Imuseum ikhona manje, abantu kufanele basondele babone kuyona, babone ukuthi yini eyenzakalayo endaweni yethu esihleli kuyona. Bakhona abantu abazobafundisa ngoba italent elikhona ezandleni zabo. Akubona bonke abantu ababedalelwe ukuthi bayoqashwa bayosebenza komunye umuntu, but abantu abaningi babe nempilo yokuthi bayophila ngokusuka ezandleni zabo nasemqondweni yabo. KwaZulu-Natal and indeed our nation has enjoyed many storms. And to just mention a few, the COVID-19 pandemic, devastating floods, and the tragic unrest of July 2021. Ngesikhathi kune COVID abantu abaningi babevalelwe ezindlini. Asizibuzeni ukuthi bangakanani abantu abaphila bephuliswa umculo nje we-artist ethize ayethi mayevula iredo elalela umculo kumphilise lokho. Abanye bayigeja inkemba yokufa ye-COVID ngoba khona babekulalele khona okwabaphilisa ngaleso sikhathi. Kuyiqiniso ukuthi yathi mayifika iCovid ama-artist wethu amaningi agcine eseshabalala ngoba kwangekho la bebehlangana khona bekwazi ukuthi basebenze nanokuthi bakwazi ukuthi baphile. But through it all, our artists have continued to tell our stories, to mirror our struggle, and to inspire our hope. They have remained a vital heartbeat of our communities, reminding us that in every challenge there lies an opportunity to create, to heal, and to unite. This confirms the popular English proverb that says, every cloud has a silver lining. It is exciting that this exhibition brings together 28 extraordinary artists from across our province and beyond, whose work spans sculpture, painting, ceramic, and mixed media. This creativity gives us the space to reflect on our past, engage with our present, and dream boldly for our future. We are more excited and especially honored tonight by the presence of you, Baba Ntuli. Siyabonga kakhulu. Ifika a remarkable journey in arts and education has left an indelible mark both in South Africa and abroad. Ngiye ngahamba ke okhansela uLubanyana bake bangithuma ngaya eUSA. If ngifika eUSA ngakwazi ukuvisita izindawo ezu5. Ngithe uma ngabe sengilapha khona khansela uLubanyana ngabona ukuthi kumnandi kanjani ukuba se-South Africa, but we don't value to be here in South Africa. If ucabanga ukuthi e-USA baphila kamnandi, ayikho leyo nto. Into engifike ngayibona lapha kwakwaba nezinsuku umphemba engangikhala usuku lonke ngisho ukuthi abantu balapha they are fortunate ukuba nomama nobaba nobhuti thina abanye bethu esingenabo but ababanakile. If I tell them that in South Africa we've got i-pension eholwa omama ogogo bethu, they were shocked ukuthi konke njalo. They were shocked ukuthi kwakhiwa izindlu, kwakhelwa abantu, bakubuza ukuthi why ubenzeni uzozomakhela umuzi. Ngiyayiqhenya ngokuba wase-Afrika, ngiyaziqhenya ngokuba wase-South Africa. Sibonga kakhulu nokuhamba kwenu nibone kwamanye amazwe ukuthi kuphilwa kanjani. Ngithe manje ngingena e-bathroom, ngiyafika khona kusho ukuthi nginey'nwele lezi kuthiwa ama-dreadlocks. Kusukela eChina nje alingiceli nokungicela lizongidonsa. Lithi, is this your hair? Nithi yebo, iy'nwele zami. Wangithinta usisi wabantu ngase nginamahloni ngingazi noma ubona inunu noma kwenzakalani. But mawungena la ubona kunento ebekiwe noma umzobo othize oveza ubuhle bomuntu oke-Afrika noveza ubuhle bomuntu wesifazane. Yini engadala ukuthi ugijime uyofuna izithombe ezenziwa abantu baphesheya uhlulwa ukuthi uthathe ezenziwa la kini. Councillor Lubanyana, ngikunika i-challenge noma mkhawuli. Nali ihholo lenu la eceleni elihle enilakhayo njengomkhandlu waseRenkonyeni. Nihenge lemzobo ela. Eyalabantu abakhona la ngaphakathi. Ithengwe la kubona kuqale thina sithenge kubona ukuze bakwazi ukuthi babone ukuthi umsebenzi wabo ubaluleke kangakanani ngoba kuqale thina ekhaya sathenga sakwazi ukuthi sibeke ukuze nangelinye ilanga abantwana bethu uma befika bebuka amahholo lawa akho amahle babone ukuthi nazi izinto ebezenziwa abantu abakhona la eduze kwabo. Akudingi ukuthi kuze kusuka oBeyonce le bazosiculela la ukuze size ubumnandi bomculo. Asibuze sikhona la ekhaya sikeziko silalele izingxoxo esizinikezwa abantu abadala ngempilo nangenqubomgomo yethu. Sibonga kakhulu bakhona kwenu la and ngiyasho ukuthi sisimisele ezirenkonyeni ukuthi sinisupport ngayo yonke isupport enizobe niyidinga. Yes, izimali asinazo but uthando nendawo la nizokwazi ukuthi nibeke khona izinto zenu iyona imuseum le. Ngenhlanhla umveli inqangi yosisiza ngelinye ilanga sibe nawo amandla sakhe enkulu kunale la enokwazi ukuthi ningene nibe baningi nikwazi ukuziqhenya. Sibonga kakhulu. Sesiyazi ke manje ukuthi sinosisi sinobhuti sino-anti nobaba nomkhulu nogogo abasuka khona la eKZN abazobeka imzobo yabo la abazosondela beze bazocula ezindaweni zethu. Siyabonga kakhulu nibe nosuku oluhle.
Siyabulela kakhulu. I'm gonna give proceedings zosuku le party yokugqibela. We said artists are being supported by all means. We said the leadership is here so that we make sure everything related to the art development iyenzeka. It's not only performances or only visual arts that is being supported. As you can see, Nabo Babumkwanas, he has got a good story to tell about what your department, Mam Kaula, Mam Lubanyana, department yen, Enzayo, Endawe. Nikope nabo. Tina ibangantu tengisa what you are doing. Kola gauteta na nangu and mhlebi now. The people abashutayo, same story. I'm given the opportunity by the Department of Arts and Culture to say all these artists that are here are supposed to be filling the register. Make sure that you fill the register, that's one. Two, there's a form or there are forms that they are supposed to be filling. I think the lady, she's here. This is the lady that you need to meet with. Bring whatever you need to bring. There's a little bit of stipend that every artist that has exhibited is being given just for exhibiting to start and go somewhere. I thought these things is probably designed. Over and above that, we've been preaching collaboration, we've been preaching the principle of marketing and doing all these things. So we are saying, we're gonna move from here, take a different direction, not this one. Go that side, siyongena kakuhle kwi-exhibition so that it's nicely captured. I'm gonna close on this side. 2, no one is gonna come on this side because there's a continuation of these interviews so that when we get into our phones, we are able to share this experience with other people all over. So there will be interviews happening here. There will be continuation of the viewing of the artworks on the other side. If we need a more quieter place, there's a library on this side. So we can use this activities room. I'll be around with my team, the 4 ladies that were here, to give direction whenever you are getting lost. The hope is that, njengoba Vukile mamume, there's a hall that is being built next door. That hall, we've got is a theater. Londi, come. She's teaching drama. Small as she is, she looks small, but what she does, it's a lot. But sevens are this activities group. There's a whole AQI. We are hoping with this hall will be open to such people. They've done a good work. If Niteta naye about what she has been doing, you will see ukuthi labantu babukele TV badlula kwezandla. There's workshops eziranayo around because they're called. Thank you very much, Londi, for umsebenzi enwenzayo. I hope I have not left any information needed. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to stand up, move towards that side. The door is open. There's nothing else. You're going to be talking.
The fear of God is wisdom. The meek shall inherit the kingdom. But judging by the system, clearly this ain't no freedom. The fear of God is wisdom. The meek shall inherit the kingdom. But judging by the system, clearly this ain't no freedom. Even in my darkest hour, I close my eyes and wonder, when will Siyakudumisa stop them from putting us under? Cause even in my darkest hour, I close my eyes and wonder, when will Siyakudumisa stop them from putting us under? As I ball up my empty fist, peacefully proclaiming peace that don't make me weak, willing to fight for this, I lose, I continue on. As I ball up my empty fist, peacefully proclaiming peace that don't make me weak,